Look at the picture. See the skull. Visible Frankenstein controls. The Brain Thoughts broadcasting radio. The Frankenstein earphone radio. The latest new skull reforming to contain all Frankenstein controls.
Previously on Frankenstein Control.
Do you know about all the Bill Wilby jokes? I'll get to that in a minute.
Bill Wilby.
So, Bill Wilby is a meme that has to do with the new Animal Crossing game, and it's really funny. Lissa found it and showed it to me, and it's like, I guess it's meant to comment on how people have very strong emotional attachments to the various villagers, and people have like very, very polarized views about them. And like, there's some villagers, oh, I love ketchup. Oh, I love I want this one in my town.
This is about Raymond, isn't it?
No, but then there's ones where they're like, oh no, I fucking hate that one. I hate that villager. Like, I refuse to have him in my town. And so somebody was like, I guess, made a meme to comment about all that. And they're like, motherfuckers be like, I hate Bill Wilby. He burned my crops and killed my family. Like, fuck that guy. And then I look up a picture of Bill Wilby, and it's like a smiling little cartoon bear. It's like, the vehemence in people's dislike of the ones that there are not their favorites. It's just meant to be a commenting on that.
Yeah.
And there's sort of an explosion of Bill Wilby memes now, or of people implying different horrible things that Bill Wilby's done.
Is Bill Wilby an actual villager, or is this a made-up?
No.
Oh, okay.
The villagers don't have
human-y names.
Well, I mean, they don't have two names.
Yeah.
It's all just one name.
Yeah.
So, like, there is a Bill, and there is a Bob. So, like, they have mundane names sometimes.
If you were to play the Spanish version of the game and have them both in your village, it would be Bill y Bob.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have either of you heard about the Animal Crossing villager named Raymond?
No.
Tell me the saga.
Does everybody love him?
Everybody does love Raymond.
Is that real? Is that the truth?
Yeah, he's a new one to this game. So of course everyone wants the new stuff. But he's a cat, and he's, what is it, heterochromia, when you have the two different
Yeah.
He's got that, so he's got like the weird DeviantArt crowd. And he will also cross-dress.
Huh.
If you give him a maid outfit, he'll be like, oh man, this is great, and like wear it around and clean his house in it.
Huh.
So you got that audience. So a lot of people love him, to the point where there's a you can kind of trade villagers. Like, if one is moving out, if somebody visits your town, then the one that's moving out will move to that person's town.
Yeah.
So he goes for a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been getting him and being like, I need 2 billion bells and a whole bunch of gold nuggets and rusted parts. And like, you are absolutely abusing the market for this character. And it got to the point that some hacker, I don't know their name, was just like, you guys want free Raymonds? Everybody gets a Raymond.
Beautiful.
So
yes.
now he's essentially worthless because everybody that wants him has one.
Right. It's funny to see, just the floor drop out from under people who exploit shit too much.
Trying to exploit a kid's game.
Yeah.
It's already very easy to make money in.
Yeah.
Like, just buy turnips. You're good.
Yep. We were talking about how
I bought a bunch of turnips, and I'm poorer than I've ever been before.
Well, it's because you didn't sell them. You let them rot after a week.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, we're still talking about Animal Crossing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I wonder what that big box in your living room was. It smelled like dirt.
That's from Taylor's attempt to recreate Minecraft in real life. It's like, if I just put all this dirt into cubes, I can do anything with it. And I'm like, Taylor, that's not how it works. It's like, don't you tell me!
He's making cubes now.
I am. I made a cube today, but not out of dirt. I made it out of resin. I have a 3D printer now, so I can broadcast to the world, hey, rob me.
Which was surprisingly cheap. Like, it was less than, like, the normal price for it's $300. Like,
and I got it on sale, baby.
Cost like thousands.
That's what I was under the impression of as
well.
well.
You needed to take out a loan to buy that.
Yeah.
Not for this one. It's the Creality Chinese Revere edition 3D printer. And you know it is because it comes in Chinese characters and all the boxes and manuals and stuff. And you're like, I'm going to get either resin poisoning or a virus or both.
I passed my phone over some of the Chinese text on the box in your room.
Did you?
And it translated literally to, this model prints 1 cube then dies.
So you happy you got your $300 cube?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a beautiful $300 cube. I'm holding it right now. I basically made a dice, but with no numbers in it. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
She's gonna break it or eat it immediately.
With no numbers on it, and I learned all about 3D printing today. I'll tell you what, and I gotta tell you, if an idiot like me can figure it out, anybody can. Like that, it was pretty easy. I mean, there's some hurdles to get over, sure, but that's with anything new. But I was astounded at just how everything fucking worked. Nothing works. Nothing fucking works, and this worked. This worked today, and it's a fucking miracle cube that I made out of goop.
This cube will cure all of our ailments.
This
if you eat it.
Around lunchtime, I had a puddle of goop, and at around an hour after lunchtime, I had a fucking cube. What have you done with your life?
I was sleeping. Taylor busted in my room. Hey, Ada, you gotta see my cube. I'm like,
and I was like, oh, you're sleeping. I'm sorry. My fault. My mistake. But no, it's fun, and I can't wait to get into making more crazy projects and learning more about 3D modeling and see where this adventure takes me.
A friend of ours pointed out that the cube that you made, which is translucent, it's about I'd say that's about an inch square, maybe.
No, that's about like a centimeter square. Actually,
that's a half inch.
Yeah,
it's a half inch square. It's translucent. And one of our friends pointed out that it looks exactly like what would be used in a Batman action figure commercial from the 90s. To be
Mr.
like,
Freeze is on the loose.
Yeah.
Use your yellow net to catch him as Batman.
It's exactly some shit he would punch through.
And you know what? Like, those commercials always made that like playset kind of thing
Yeah.
so fun. But
Yeah.
like, you couldn't buy those. You couldn't just buy cubes.
No.
But now you can make your own cubes. You can make your own Batman fucks Mr. Freeze action set. Where they knock the cubes over in a passionate grip. Use Batman's passionate action grip to clutch his lover close to his body.
Oh, God. Please, no.
New Mr. Freeze with action retractable helmet. For easy access to delicious bat lips.
Ew. I hate every part of this.
Smooch
Taylor,
up a storm.
That's how you get Revere's pants.
Oh yeah,
That is.
Bat lips.
I've been kissing bats. That's how.
You started all
It
this.
was my fault. I'm sorry. This just in. Taylor causes Revere.
This is the true danger of interspecies love. Now you're gonna have a melon running around killing people? Come on.
That's called jazz.
Spoilers, ignore us.
I did not understand anything that just
Good.
happened.
Only a maniac would be able to discern what we've just unfolded.
Yeah, so Brian is exactly
Brian.
what we're talking about.
Brian, if you listen to this episode, you'll know what we're talking about. But you already know everything we did, so it's fine.
What's it the spoilers of?
I can tell you.
Yeah, we can't tell you, or it spoils it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't even remember what you said other than something about jazz and a melon man or something. Steven Universe?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
Steven Universe spoilers.
For
Look out.
the Steven Universe After Future, where Steven goes to Gravity Falls and gets a part-time job.
Ah,
I'd watch that.
Yeah,
I would absolutely watch that. That's all rad as hell.
Yeah.
There's no part of that sentence I didn't like.
There are people on Tumblr that are making comics of that exact scenario.
Oh, I need to
it's
read
cute.
that. That sounds cute as hell.
Yep.
I'm gonna read that. I need something cozy in my life. There's been too much marine pirate killing in my life. Too much cube building and pirate killing. I need something soft and good instead of hard and made of poisonous chemicals.
So, you mentioned one of you mentioned Maid outfits, and is like watching Persona. The few glimpses of it that I got over here, which were absent of any context before I started playing it. Is that Maid your teacher?
Yeah.
How the hell does that happen?
Oh, you'll find out.
See.
You'll find out.
I knew they made her way too cute for her to be like a throwaway character that just goes away as soon as you're done with like the first part of school. Of course you can.
You can date your teacher.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
There's all kinds of uncomfortable relationships you can form with people in this game. You can be the worst boy, like me.
That's
just
true.
date
Whether or not you're
everyone
playing
like a
Persona.
piece of shit. But no,
I did do that when I played Witcher.
your character can date your teacher, and your
Of
teacher
course.
is a maid because of shenanigans.
Of course. I don't know why I even bothered to ask.
Shenanigans is the number one explanation to just about anything in that game. If you're wondering why something happens, shenanigans, and you just had to find out what those shenanigans are.
I like the nice old Japanese Dr. Venture whose coffee shop you live in.
Japanese Dr. Venture.
Help me make some of this curry, Brock.
Boys, I don't want you bothering the customers.
Go upstairs and have the cat tell you to go to bed.
Morgana's like, stop saying dab. His Crump Sweetie's just audible dabbing.
Crumb Sweetie, you're on fire. I'm going to turn around and you'll be standing there in flames, and the only person who can put you out is me, because that is the only conceivable reason you would have woken me up like this.
Morgana just walks up. He's like, Doc, I needed to tell you someone came into the compound. Gotta go take care of them.
Bader.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Bader. It's the same voice actor. So
Yes,
so
it's
yes,
exactly.
hey, Bader.
Oh, good old Brock.
But yes, no. First off, Brock Sampson is not in Persona 5. Second of all,
Unfortunately.
If he was in Persona 5, he would be the only person who's... God, I don't even want to imagine what Brock's palace would be like. That would be a very dangerous place.
The most dangerous palace ever conceived.
It's just Sin's Fortress.
But with more Bowie knives everywhere.
all
Everything
the
is
snake men have
sharp.
Bowie knives.
But be right, answer your question about maid outfits and why we laughed so hard. I think we can tell this.
Yeah.
So we started, like, as we're going through this arc, Ada's watching me play, and as we're going through this arc of dating this adult woman as a minor, your relationship is weird and it's fucked up, and she's a maid and it's bizarre, and we started concocting this thing that Crump isn't actually dating to get sex. He's dating so that she can take off the maid outfit as they're about to have sex, and he's gonna rush out of the room with the maid outfit and eat it.
What is wrong with you two?
And that's the
A
whole
lot of things.
He's been using her to eat a maid outfit.
Yeah.
And that's all he wanted to do the whole time. And so we started making all these jokes about, like, every time Kawakami, like, shows up, we started making jokes about how Crump's, like, wide-eyed, looking at his phone, licking his lips.
Just like, that apron.
Well, you two were locked inside together for 2 weeks.
No, that was last year when we were making those jokes.
Yeah, we have no excuse.
Yeah, he was playing the original, and we're like, he wants to eat the maid uniform.
It's insanely weird.
We also had a bit with Sojiro, but I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. We thought he was doing something stupid. I can't remember what it was. It involved a bowl of something.
Curry fucking?
No, we just see curry fucking just takes the place of it in my mind now. Like, I know we thought of something stupid. Well, whatever. Morgana points a shotgun at you and tells you to go to sleep. It's fine. I love that game. I think you're gonna like it, B-Rice.
Yeah.
It's gonna continue to get better and cooler, and also consult websites about Persona fusions because you'll need them.
I feel like I already fucked up, and with the Persona Fusion thing.
In Persona 5 Royal, it's easier than ever before to not fuck up.
Okay.
So, like, if you think you fucked up, there's a way to fix it.
Well, the thing that I fucked up was Arsene was the only one I could use as one of my fusions. So now I have all these lame-ass, like, generic enemy personas, and I lost my unique cool guy.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to?
Yeah, you're supposed to lose Arsene early as possible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, dump that asshole.
Okay.
Yeah,
then
just
you get it back
start
at the very
fusing, just start catching and fusing everything.
Because now I have a succubus as the persona. The one that the enemy type in Kamoshida's palace is literally called a Twilight prostitute.
What? Oh, yeah, that's right. Succubus has a... all the enemies have alternate names before you catch
Conquer
them.
one.
And learn their identity. So, like, a Twilight prostitute. It should be noted, Kamoshida is a character who has twisted sexual desires. And so everything in his mind palace is, like, twinged with that grody kind of filth.
Mm.
And
So it's not just that Midna has fallen on hard times.
Yeah.
well, is that a Twilight Princess joke right
Yes.
there? Oh, no. Midna. I mean, I know there's just so much porn of you out there, but you didn't have to fall. You could have just sold, like, gamer girl darkness. That would have been fine.
I'll take characters I'm afraid to Google for legitimate reasons related to gameplay for fear of what I'll find for 500, Alex.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Midna. Dan Avidan likes Midna. I'm
Yes, he
pretty
does.
He was digging
She's a
that.
cute little spunky character. Just if you want to fuck her, there's something wrong with you.
That's true for most characters from most things.
Yeah.
Including but not limited to Brock Sampson.
Sure. He's a 43-year-old man, so that's, at least better than, some characters people draw porn of, I guess.
Who knows how old Midna is? She could be like Twilight years are different. It turns out she's actually like 14, and everybody has to go hang themselves. Kind of like with Yoko from Gurren Lagann. You're like, oh fuck, that's a hot anime girl, and they're like, she's 14, bitch. And you're like, time to go off myself behind the shed.
Yoko's 14?
Yeah, dog.
There's no way.
Yeah, I'm sure you've noticed before anime's problem with, like, I'm going to draw this busty hot girl. She's 12.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
Like, stop it.
stop it.
I heard one thing that somebody said that obviously I still take it with a grain of salt, but like it was an interesting thought exercise, I guess, which was since the entire story is being told pretty much through Simone's perspective, how Yoko looks is how Simone perceives Yoko.
Okay.
And
So her boobs are actually just spiral energy?
Yes.
And they're inflated because of...
no, it's more just like you're seeing
Through his
an
eyes.
exaggerated beauty that actually isn't there. And I was like, it sounds like you're making excuses, but it's
Yeah.
interesting enough for me to go, that's a different take for a second. And then go, it's bullshit though.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing to think about. I guess it's more just like, how can I use that in something I create later?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that kind of thinking could definitely be really, really cool if you used it intentionally.
Yes,
Instead of just
exactly.
trying to make
If you
excuses
used
for
it with
pedophiles.
intent. Instead of, and like, it's weird. It's like reverse pedophilousness. It's like, this is clearly not a 14-year-old person, but we say that she is. It's
Yeah.
like the reverse of everything else that is ever of Japan. Oh, like, comment, and subscribe if you like racism. Oh God!
Somebody's honking at him.
Honk if you're racist.
At least
My apologies to Japan. I don't mean what I say. I'm just a joke man.
this is changing the subject. This is the first time we've recorded without screaming children outside.
That is true. We normally have a parade of souls going on every time we fucking try and record anything. And you would think that it was like, finally, at long last, they're following the guidelines of quarantine. But like, people are fucking just playing out of doors all the time wherever I go. It's just like people playing there at the beaches. They're just soaking up the rays. Here I am in my apartment being fat. You guys get to have athleticism. At the risk of what? What will you risk to have your time outside? Ada.
Nothing.
Oh.
So I didn't really come into contact with anybody.
But what about all that high contact nude football I see you playing?
You're not supposed to see that.
Uh-oh. Busted. Whamp, whamp.
You should have been. We've been over this, Taylor. You were dreaming.
You were dreaming. I was dreaming. It's like, we got domestic on forces Maid. Call a man. He's outside. Call him.
Yep, the rain is shut off.
There was a mention of the animes, so let's go ahead and talk about more of that. We started watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Ooh, it's good.
I've seen it. We're watching it with me, Taylor, and his brother, and neither of them has seen it. So
Yeah.
their spirit guide and being like, you know how in the original series, Shao Tucker came back as a weird dog man with his head on the back? Yeah, he's just dead now. He's super dead.
Yep.
He's super double dead.
Scar just blows him up.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about him coming back as a goofy Voldemort dog man.
Yeah.
I talk like this now. Nina, what the hell animal was my lower body part? It doesn't look like any living creature. Why am I upside down?
I'm part goblin now. I'm a goblinkin. Oh, so you were talking about, like we were watching the first few episodes and you got to see Ed and Al's circumstances that led them to how they are today. And, you made that joke about when Al's body disappears and it is an alternate universe where instead of suits of armor all over their basement, it was fursuits.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So he had to bond his brother's soul into a fursuit.
Oh god!
Oh, that's funny.
Oh
That's
god!
a good one.
I would love, if I had infinite money, I would commission a reanimation of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where instead of being a suit of armor, Al is now a neon green sparkle dog.
Would that apply to other characters similarly to them? Like
No, just him.
So
Because
like
it's entirely the circumstances. It's just,
right.
There were fursuits in the basement. Suits of
What was
armor.
lying around?
So like
We had to bust Vic Mignogna out of jail so he
Oh,
can
God,
record
yeah.
some of
That's
his.
true.
Is he in jail?
No, I don't think
okay, I was
so.
about to
He's in social jail.
Yeah, he is in
Yeah.
social jail. That's unfortunate.
He's done a bad touch diddle, and now he goes away.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's.
I knew he was a creep. I didn't know he actually acted on it though.
I don't know to what extent. I forget what the allegations were. I am actually really bummed about that because he voices a lot of characters I like.
Yeah, me
that
too.
really let me down.
Dude, just watching Brotherhood, I'm like, God, Vic's a great actor.
Yeah.
He's also like 59. Vic Mignogna's old.
Well, so am I. You guys are throwing a fit about that.
Vic Mignogna's like way older than I thought he was. He's like almost 60.
It's also really funny to, because like he's a hardcore Christian, so it's really funny to watch, hear Ed just be like, "God isn't real, God's fake, I'm an atheist." Blah blah blah. And really, Vic doesn't feel that way.
Is Vic Mignogna like that?
Yeah.
He's a Christ man?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I think I remember hearing that somewhere.
Apparently, he'll like, I guess when he wasn't canceled, he would go and like preach obnoxiously at like panels, just be like, "I'm sure you all like Full Metal Alchemist and everything, but have you heard about Jesus?"
and just the hall just empties
Yep.
immediately. Just,
That's when they want to move him on to the next panel. That's when they
Yeah.
just get him to, all right, Vic, time for the Jesus speech. I liked Brotherhood a lot because two of my favorite characters, Kimberly and Barry the Chopper, get a lot more screen time and a lot more shit to do.
Yeah.
Particularly Barry, who I was able to tell his voice actor, Jerry Jewell, that I was very glad that Barry got more screen time. And he goes, me too. And he
that's right. We
signed-
met Jerry Jewell at
Yeah.
fucking Otakon one year.
And he signed my drawing of Barry that I did. And he
Aw.
said, number 66. And I was like, I love you.
I love you. Oh. What were you dressed as?
That
year.
character from
Onigumo or whatever?
no, what's his fucking name? He was from Blade of the Immortal.
His
He
name
was the
was-
deaf guy from Blade of the Immortal.
Was this Crimshaw the Slime?
Yeah, we'll call him that. Ozuhan, that was his name from Blade of the Immortal.
Was that where you just walked around in a towel?
Yes.
Was that
It was a bed sheet, not a towel.
Was that the year the guy was like, I like your nipples?
Probably.
Yes, yes it was, because he wasn't wearing a shirt. The guy came up and molested me, right?
Yeah. Cosplay is not consent.
No, it's not.
Did you actually get diddled?
He touched me.
Oh, I didn't know that. I wouldn't be making fun of you.
No, he straight up touched me.
I thought it was just a goofy comment.
Nope.
No.
Straight up touched the boy.
Well, that's gross.
It
Yep.
is gross. And I can't get over it. It's just so absurd. I've what do you call it? Dissociated.
Yeah.
I'm floating out of body when it happened. I was just like, this can't be real.
That
but it
man
did.
was wearing a fishnet shirt.
It was. He was wearing a fishnet shirt and steam pump goggles.
That's what he was.
And he was taller than you.
He was.
He was like a One Piece character.
He really was.
He was like 8'9".
Yeah, he was a big
He
dude.
was ridiculous. He was a Na'vi cosplaying as a human. It was really fucked up. But that happened, and Jerry Jewell was there. Someone else was there as well.
Who else did we see?
Oh, it was Elizabeth Mary McGlynn.
Yep, and she's really a class act and a funny person.
Yes.
And she's cool.
That was a fun panel to be at. Otakon 2011.
That was a long fucking time ago.
Maybe 2010. I can't remember. That was the same Otakon we met Moot.
It was. Yeah, we did.
A lot happened that Otakon.
A lot did. That was a weird time. No, when we met Moot, that was the first one we ever went to. That was the one where I was dressed like Onikage from Tenchu 3.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's the one where you didn't have a shirt. Onikage.
I had a version where he wore a shirt and a version where he didn't. In the game, a lot of times he didn't wear a shirt.
Is that the game where he goes, hoo, hoo, hoo?
That's the game that hoo is from, but it is not him who does it. He makes like high pitched screeches and whines and stuff. And yeah.
I finally got to play that game at your bachelor party.
That was a lot of fun.
We got to play as the horrible floating toy.
Yeah, the Chi-Bot.
That murders people.
Scared the shit out of me and Steven. Because it's terrifying.
I finally understood. Like, I never quite got what the fuck you were talking about when you talked about that toy.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know. And I'm like, that toy's fucked up.
Imagine having to play through a level where those are the enemies in the level. It was scarier than the Undead Cemetery mission.
It's because their hitboxes are all fucked up. You can't hit them.
Yep.
And they can rise. They rise eerily on a ghostly force.
Yeah,
it's all fucked up.
That's these beings we're describing as like a child's mannequin on rolly wheels with like a Japanese like head. It looks like it has like the samurai hair mannequin head and like a weird wooden arm with a katana mounted in it, and it's about 3 feet tall. And it just rolls at you because it's a clockwork abomination made by this guy named Dr. Chimera in this weird castle in Tenchu 3. And you could play all of the enemies in the game. Their character models were playable in the multiplayer part of the game, like the split screen and versus. And you could play as a fucking Chi-Bot. That's what they were called, Chi-Bots. I don't know why, but that's what they were called. And when you pressed the jump button, all of their characters would jump. The Chi-Bot would just sort of rise into the air slowly and float.
Slowly. That was the part that fucked with me. I was like, what is this?
I guess it was meant to be steam power because it would be like...
Oh, they didn't put any fucking effects, though, so it just looks like it was haunted.
Yeah, it was haunted. It was extremely haunted.
It haunted my dreams, that's for sure.
Each Chi-Bot is fueled by a heart of an orphan.
An orphan's heart.
1 orphan's heart per doll, please.
My God, man, it's the heart of an orphan child.
Is that Venture Brothers?
Yeah.
That show just kind of fell off the map.
It did. They did a season relatively recently.
Yeah.
And it was stellar. Fucking spectacular. They've lost nothing. If anything, they're better than ever. But I think that making a season of that show is such an involved process now that they're just doing it sporadically. Yeah. Sort of like what happened to the Boondocks.
Yeah.
They're in it for that, they're in it for, like, legacy streaming money at this point.
Yeah.
They're getting all the episodes all fucked up and stilted and stuff just so that they can finally put it on a streaming service in one place and everybody goes and watch it.
Yeah.
Venture Brothers, William Street, if there was a time to do it, it'd be now. Do it now.
Yep.
I love Venture Brothers. It's such a funny show.
There- what is that bit with Brock? Shaving him.
Oh yeah, where they're he's helping the $6 Million Man and Sasquatch escape a military cordoned off area, and he tries to disguise them as like vets, and like Sasquatch, he says like the soldiers at the cordon are like, "What the hell is that guy?" And they're like, "You'd be lucky to look so good after stepping on a landmine for your country or whatever."
Yeah.
And then they're driving away, and he's like, "You could have told me Bigfoot was a dude." And the $6 Million Man's like, "What? Why? Big?" He's like, "You couldn't tell?" And he's like, "No, I only found that out when I had to shave him." And then you're like, "Bigfoot doesn't have anything you haven't seen before." Bigfoot is something I haven't seen before.
Also, it's worth noting that Brock didn't think that Bigfoot was a dude because him and the $6 million men were like dating, basically.
Yeah.
So he just assumed that that they were straight.
Yeah. and he misgendered Sasquatch.
Yeah. Don't misgender Sasquatch.
If you misgender Sasquatch, I'm coming after you.
You'll get the Sasquatch. Wait, no.
Here comes the crotch.
It's no business what's in there.
Now even you know I am a menace. I hand you the secrets to save the entire human race and the entire universe.